Good morning. We're just going to give folks a moment to enter from the waiting room. As a reminder, when you are entering from the waiting room, please do remain on mute unless or until you are speaking before the board. Give just another moment to clear the waiting room and make sure that folks have connected to audio and can hear us. Good morning. This is a hearing before the licensing board for the city of Boston. Today is Wednesday, April 5th, 2023. Today's hearing is being held pursuant to 10 temporary amendments to the open meeting law. That is what allows us to meet virtually. Today's hearing is being recorded and will be posted to the City of Boston's website. Before I review procedural matters, I will introduce Chairwoman Kathleen Joyce.
Good morning. My name is Kathleen Joyce. I'm chair of the Boston Licensing Board, and today I'm joined by Commissioner Liam Curran and Commissioner Kiana Saxon.
Thank you. Please ensure that your audio and visuals are working properly. I will call each item in the order that it appears on this morning's agenda. I will then ask who is present on behalf of the applicant. You will then make a brief presentation regarding your proposal, followed by questions by the chair and commissioners. Following questions, there will be testimony beginning with elected officials or their representatives. Please limit your testimony to 2 minutes and please state your name, address, and affiliation, if any. Begin with the first item on this morning's agenda, calling item number 1, Bertucci's Restaurants LLC, located at 683 VFW Parkway in Chestnut Hill. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Martin McNally to Charles Franklin. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Charles Franklin.
Great. Thank you very much for being with us this morning, Mr. Franklin. And to ask Chairman Joyce to ask the questions of a manager of record.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us today. Mr. Franklin, are you a citizen?
I am.
Are you a resident of Massachusetts?
I am.
Do you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
I do.
And what is that experience?
7 years with Bertucci's. Bertucci's, sorry. 1.5 of those years as general manager. I've also worked in the past for the soup factory in Brookline, as well as Brugger's Bagels, and Panera Bread.
Thank you. Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of our board, the ABC, and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
I am.
Okay, I have no further questions. Commissioner Curran, Commissioner Saxon?
None for me, thank you.
None for me, thanks.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you. Calling item number 2, GRNHRB of Mass LLC, doing business as Gordon Ramsay Burger, located at 157 North Street. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Patrick Furmender to Michael Neil Grigioni. Attorney Eugene Richard. Attorney Richard.
Thank you, Attorney Green, Madam Chair, members of the board. Gene Richard here for the licensee, and with me is proposed manager Michael Grigioni. Mr. Grigioni has worked in the restaurant industry for some 30 years, a little over half of that in managerial positions with various restaurants. Most of that experience has been with restaurants serving alcohol, none of which, while he has worked there, have been worked or managed, have had any violation related to alcohol sales. Mr. Grigioni is a U.S. citizen and resident of Massachusetts, has that extensive experience in the restaurant industry, and is quite familiar with the rules and regulations pertaining to the sale of alcohol in the Commonwealth. The licensee does respectfully request your approval.
Thank you. Thank you for covering the manager of record questions. Could Mr. Grigioni turn his camera on or say hello just so I can identify him on the screen?
My camera,
There you
can you
are.
see me now? Yeah,
I can, right there with your name. Sorry about that.
no worries. Thank you.
I have no other questions. Commissioner Farina, Commissioner Saxon?
No questions to me. Thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 3, Guzman LLC, doing business as Medallo, located at 411 Chelsea Street in East Boston. Holder of a general on-premise all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to provide bottle service on their licensed premise. Attorney Sarah Wegman. Attorney Wegman.
Thank you, Attorney Green. Sarah Wegman with Hackett Feinberg. My client Luis Maldonado is on as well. Luis is the manager of record and owns the business, has been running it for some time, and is seeking to add bottle service to the existing license. We submitted the application along with the security and operations plan. I can go through those, but if you have copies, I don't have to.
We do have a copy. If you could just walk us through the plan in general.
Yeah. So it's a small establishment, Medallo Bar in East Boston, and in order to safely provide bottle service, the applicant proposes to have the bottles, when ordered, brought to the table by a server. They won't be left at the table. They'll be stored behind the bar, and the server will check in occasionally and see if they need additional beverages, and then put the bottle back behind the bar. They have security who's there during the busy hours, checking identifications at the door. And obviously, if security is not at the door, the bartender, the server is checking IDs in accordance with regulations. And that's about it. My client did speak with the community liaison on this, and she said that there was no need for a community meeting to add bottle service to the existing license. So that's about it.
How many extra staff do you anticipate having to hire in order to have bottle service nights when you're using bottle service?
Go ahead, Luis.
Hey, good morning, everyone. For staff, we will hire more staff to handle if we got the permit for the bottle services. And then I got right now we're talking about securities. I have 3 securities. If he definitely, I have 1 in the door, 1 in the middle, and 1 in the back. But if you need to hire another one, we will working on it. And about staff, the same thing.
And so, thank you. How many tables are inside the restaurant? How many tables do you expect to have bottle service?
Like around 16 tables.
And every table will be eligible for bottle service, or will be a certain section of the restaurant? How do you plan on managing that?
No, that depends. If the customer they want to buy a bottle, definitely is a bottle. If not, we're not gonna offer a bottle.
And what hours of the day will you have bottle service?
Say it again.
What hours of the day will you have bottle service?
Basically, I think it started with night to
Like
So-
dinner?
dinner. Yeah, in the nighttime.
Commissioner Curran, do you have any questions, or Commissioner Saxon?
I wasn't clear. You're going to offer bottle service to every table? If, say, every table wanted bottle service, you would try to provide that on a given evening?
If the customer they want to buy a bottle, yes. If not, they can have a single beer or whiskey or.
I
But-
think as long as the server's able to cover it and they have, sufficient staff to do that, it's the same as serving a drink. They're just gonna have to go back behind the bar and get their bottle every time they want
Yeah.
additional drinks.
Yeah, that's what so.
Okay. I'm going to wait for comments for any more questions. Thank you.
If you haven't said it before, what is your closing time?
2 at 2 in the morning.
Any further questions? Oh, sorry, go ahead, Commissioner Saxon.
Sorry, what time will you stop serving food?
I'm sorry, and no, we don't have no food in the bar. We
It's a
open,
on-premise license.
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Commissioner, I thought you said with dinner, so I was confused.
Oh, I think he was just saying like dinner later in the evening would be when they started allowing bottles to be sold. Not during the morning or when they're open in the afternoon or whatever.
Commissioners, any further questions before we move to testimony? Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? With there being no comment, Commissioners, anything further?
No.
Board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And you. Calling item number 4, Casa Giacomo's LLC, doing business as Giacomo's Restaurant located at 431 Columbus Ave. Holder of a common victular 7-day wines and malt beverages with liqueurs license has petitioned to change the corporate name and the DBA of the licensed business from Casa Giacomo's LLC, doing business as Giacomo's Restaurant, to Giacomo's Restaurant, doing business as Gigi. Attorney Benjamin Levin, are you with us, Attorney Levin?
Good morning. My name is Irakli Gogitidze. I'm the owner of the business. I will be actually representing myself.
Great.
That's okay. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Please present your proposed changes to the board.
Sure. I would actually like to bring up to your attention that there was an auto-generated error on the notice. The application itself is correct. I did speak with Maria Farrell, and I did bring this up to her attention, and she advised me that it all should be good. So the part that's wrong on the notice, it's changing to Gigi LLC, not to Giacomo's Restaurant LLC. So it's Gigi LLC for the corporate name and Gigi DBA, which reflects on the application.
Great, thank you very much. And that is on the application that the board received.
Excellent.
Thank you. Anything further you would like to present to the board?
Sure. So we have purchased this restaurant, originally Giacomo's, last year, March. Originally, this was owned by one individual. They had 3 other locations within Great Boston, Boston area, one in the North End, one in the South End, which, I have purchased, and one in suburbs. And we felt like that we had to change the name because there was a big confusion of, people still coming in to this freshly remodeled space with a different menu and still, expecting, old Giacomo's atmosphere, including the food and so on. So we felt like that we had to, separate ourselves from the other 2 locations, and since, it's been sold. And that's simply the reason behind it.
Thank you for that explanation. Chairwoman Joyce, do you have any questions?
I have no questions. Thank you for the explanation.
Commissioner Carr or Commissioner Saxon, any questions?
None for me, thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Calling item number 5, Causeway Union LLC, doing business as Sons of Boston, located at 17 Union Street. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the DBA of the licensed business from Sons of Boston to Loyal 9. Attorney Carolyn Conway. Attorney Conway.
Thank you, Attorney Green. Madam Chair, members of the board. This is a change of DBA to Loyal 9. The Loyal 9 were those colonists who got together in reaction to the Stamp Act in 1765 and laid the precursor of the revolution, of the theories behind it. And they met at a place called the Gazette, which was right around Union Street. So the change is to honor those, change the name, and that's what it is, referring to the Loyal 9.
Thank you, Attorney Conway, for that explanation. Chairwoman Joyce, any questions?
No questions.
Commissioner Carr?
None for me.
Commissioner Saxon?
No questions, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 6, Sobo Bistro LLC, doing business as Chibo Boston, located at 69 L Street in South Boston. Holder of a common victular 7-day wines and malt beverages with liqueurs license has petitioned to change the DBA of the licensed business from Chibo Bistro to Chilicates. Attorney Tom Miller. Attorney Miller.
Thank you, Danny. Good morning, Chairwoman Joyce, commissioners. As Danny said, the application before you today is to change the DBA of the licensee. This is reflective of the change of concept from the original vision of an Italian restaurant to one that is now going to be serving authentic Mexican street food with fresh ingredients. It is part of the overall plan, the change in the overall plan of this project. It is reflective in of filling a need that isn't existing currently in that area of South Boston, and they feel that this is going to be a good addition to the community. Thank you for hearing this application today. We'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Attorney Miller. Chairman Joyce, do you have any questions?
I have no questions. Thanks, Attorney Miller.
Thank you.
None for me, thank
None for me, thanks.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you. Calling item number 7, the 15 LaGrange Street Corporation, doing business as the Glass Slipper, located at 22 LaGrange Street. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned for a change of officers, directors, LLC managers. Secondly, has petitioned for a change in stock interest. And lastly, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Nicholas Romano to Alan M. Goldstein, who is present on behalf of the applicant.
Good morning. My name is Paula Walker, and I'm here with attorney Fred Riley from Riley Endeavor. We were here before you in December, it's December 14th, on the same matter, but unfortunately, one of the corporate principals passed away, so we had to redo the application. But Mr. Goldstein, the proposed manager, is here today. For any questions?
Thank you. Mr. Goldstein, where are you?
Sorry, I'm not sure if we.
He is, he's on the screen as Michael's iPad, but I think he appears to be muted.
Yes, there we go. I see Michael's iPad. I've just asked him to unmute.
Can you see me?
Yes.
We can see you and we can hear you now.
Thank you.
Mr. Goldstein, are you a citizen?
Yes, I am.
Are you a resident of the Commonwealth?
Yes, I am.
Where do you live?
I live at 30 Lockstead Drive in East Falmouth, Mass.
Okay. Do you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
Yes,
Could you describe that for the board?
I've been with the Glass Slipper for 20 years. I started from the beginning all the way to I've been doing it. It's for a long time.
You currently work there?
Yes,
Okay, so are you familiar with the rules and regulations of the board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
yes, I am.
Can I ask how many hours a week you plan to be on site at the Glass
I'm
Slipper?
going to be there 40 hours now.
40 hours, okay. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
I do not, thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 8, Higher End Boston LLC, doing business as Courtyard Boston South Bay Center, located at 33 West Howell Street in Dorchester. Holder of an in-holder all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned for a change in ownership interest. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Good morning. This is Attorney Julia Royce on behalf of the applicant, and I'm joined with Chetan Patel, who's the LLC manager. And as the application reflects, we're here today requesting the approval of a change of ownership interests. And this really just reflects a corporate transaction, the minority owner being purchased by the majority. It doesn't change anything of the management of the entity or the liquor license. It doesn't change the operations or the manager of record, and everything will continue as usual under the liquor license. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you for joining us, and thank you for explaining that to us. I have no questions. Commissioner Curran, Commissioner Saxon.
No questions. Thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 9, Common Vines LLC, located at 100 Summer Street, holder of a retail package store all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to change the location of the licensed business from 100 Summer Street, Suite 104 to 100 Summer Street, Suite 103. Premise consists of in one large room on a ground floor consisting of approximately 1,041 square feet of retail space, storage and office space in rear, 2 entrances onto lobby of 100 Summer Street building near Devonshire Street entrance. Secondly, has petitioned to change the DBA of the licensed business from Common Vines Wine Shop to Georgie's Wine Shop. Attorney Dennis Quilty. Attorney Quilty.
Good morning, Attorney Green, Madam Chair, members of the board, Dennis Quilty, attorney representing the applicant. With me this morning is Jennifer Scott, who's the manager of record and owner. As indicated in the reading of the listing on today's agenda, this is a matter concerning a slight change of location from one suite to another in the very same building at 100 Summer Street, from Suite 104 to Suite 103, and a change of the DBA from Common Vines Wine Shop to Georgie's Wine Shop. Nothing else in terms of the business, the concept, the management, the hours of operation, or any other matter is being changed. We're certainly happy to answer any of your questions. Ms. Scott is an approved manager of record for this very same operation at the 104 location, and she's with us this morning.
Thank you. I can see her now, and thank you for joining us. I don't have any questions. Commissioner Saxon, Commissioner Curran.
I do not. Thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Good morning, Madam of the Chair, members of the board. Ana Calderon from Council President Flynn's office. The councilor would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Thanks, Anna.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you. Calling item number 10, the Tasting Room LLC, doing business as Taste Wine Bar and Cafe, located at 101 Summer Street. Holder of a common victular or 7-day wines and malt beverages with liqueurs license, has petitioned to change the location of the licensed business from 101 Summer Street to 100 Summer Street, Suite 104. Premises consist of in one large room on ground floor, 864 square feet with bar seating, kitchen and restroom in rear, basement for storage, annual outdoor patio on private property with 24 seats, indoor closing hour 2 a.m., outdoor closing hour 11 p.m. Secondly, has petitioned to change the DBA of the licensed business from Taste Wine Bar to Georgie's Wine Bar. Attorney Dennis Quilty once again. Attorney Quilty.
Good morning once again, Attorney Green, Madam Chair, members of the board, Dennis Quilty, attorney representing the applicant. With me, Christopher C., who is the owner and manager of record. This and a previous application are related in more ways than one. They are spouses operating these two businesses, and the tasting room license is seeking to move from directly across the street at 101 Summer Street to Suite 104 across the street, which is the vacated space, if this is all approved, the vacated space for Ms. Scott's business at that location. So it's the change to move across the street, change of DBA from Taste Wine Bar to Georgie's Wine Bar. The application, the operations, et cetera, remain exactly the same other than the move and the name change. And the only addition here is that there is an outdoor patio at the 100 Summer location, which did not exist at the 101 Summer location. So everything else remains the same: closing hour, style of operation, management, et cetera. And Mr. C is an approved manager of record by this board for the location at 101 Summer. And again, we're happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Attorney Quilty. Is the permission in place and the zoning in place for the patio?
I'm sorry, say it again, ma'am.
The patio, do you have the proper zoning in place?
Yes, ma'am.
And is it private?
Yes, ma'am. Private property.
And you have,
But I just did want to add, I know, thanks, Anna was here. We did have letters of support. They presented to both the bid and the Downtown Residents Association, both of which have filed letters of support with the board for both applications. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I don't have any questions. Commissioner Curran, Commissioner Saxon.
No questions for me. Thank you.
None for me.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Good morning, Madam of the Chair, members of the board, Ana Calderon from Council President Flink's office. The councilor would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 11, Sophia's Food Enterprise Corp. Doing business as La Gran Manzana, located at 22 Central Square in East Boston. Holder of a neighborhood restricted common victular 70 wines and malt with liqueur beverages license, has petitioned to amend the description of the licensed business from on a single floor containing approximately 4,650 square feet of restaurant space with one entrance, one exit, bar and restaurant area, storage, restrooms, and basement storage space. 2, on a single floor, approximately 4,650 square feet of restaurant space with one entrance, one exit, bar and restaurant area with total seating capacity of 98, 22 bar seats, 76 dining seats, 3 restrooms, 1 ADA compliant, and basement storage space. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Good morning, Mr. Green, Madam Joyce, and all members of the board. I am Mirna Orellana. I'm the financial advisor of Sophia's Food Enterprise, and with me is the owner on record and manager, Mr. Robert Hernandez. We submitted the application with all the documentation required for our amendment, and I can briefly describe it, but it's exactly as the same as you just did. We talked to the neighborhood services office, and they advised us through the process because we're representing ourselves, and also with Maria Farrell, who also was very helpful with this process. And if you have any additional questions, we're happy to answer. Mr. Rulberg is a U.S. citizen, has been a resident of the Commonwealth for the last 32 years, being 26 years living in East Boston and 5 years living in Revere. He is very familiar with the rules and regulations of the City of Boston Licensing Board and the ABCC. He has experience in the food and beverage management for the last 7 years. And he's also happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Thank you. So this is just renovations you're doing here?
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck with that. I have no questions. Commissioner Curran, Commissioner Saxon, do you?
Yeah, no questions for me. Thank you.
None from me. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 12, Orfano LLC, doing business as Orfano, located at 1391 Boylston Street. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to DW French LLC, doing business as DW French at the same location. Seth Gerber, manager, 2 a.m. closing hour. Secondly, has petitioned to amend the description of premise from approximately 4,103 square feet of floor area on 2 floors. First floor, approximately 3,282 square feet in 1-room dining room and bar. Second floor, approximately 820 square foot kitchen. 2, 4,476 square feet of interior floor area, including 3,397 square feet on first floor with main dining area, bar and bar area seating, and 845 square foot first floor kitchen. 1,079 square feet on second floor with 953 square foot second floor kitchen. Storage in rear on first and second floors, office on second floor, 750 square foot seasonal April to October outdoor patio on private property, closing hour 11 p.m. Attorney Leslie Delaney Hawkins. Attorney Hawkins.
Thank you. Good morning, Madam Chair, Commissioners, Executive Secretary. Leslie Delaney Hawkins with the law firm of Prince LaBelle Ty on behalf of my colleague, Kristen Scanlon, who is out on maternity leave, but initially handled this application. I'm representing DW French. With me is Seth Gerber, one of the owners and the proposed manager of record, Brian Lesser, one of the other owners. And unfortunately, the third owner, Douglas Williams, is actually traveling for Passover, so he is not present today. This is an application for a transfer of the existing license at the same location to operate DW French, which will be an accessible, neighborhood-oriented French-inspired bistro at the location, which was previously Orfano. This is a food-driven concept from Chef Douglas Williams and his partners. As noted in the description, there's a proposed occupancy of 167 with seating for 102 patrons inside and 28 patrons outside on a seasonal outdoor patio on private property. The proposed closing hour inside is 2 a.m. and the proposed closing hour outside is 11 p.m. The capacity and hours of operation are the same as the prior operator. This is a restaurant. This is not a nightlife establishment. We will only be seeking background music and televisions, no live entertainment. Well, this is technically an alteration of premise because of the changes in description to adhere to the additional requirements that are now in place for square footage and just further details by the CCC. There is no actual change to the layout. We were just cleaning up the prior language, which didn't properly describe when this license was initially issued, the layout of the space. As the board is aware, all three of these individuals currently hold interest in other licenses. Mr. Lesser holds a number of licenses throughout Boston and Cambridge. Mr. Gerber holds an interest in a license in Newton, and Mr. Williams actually currently exercises the license at MEDA in the South End, among others. I don't believe there's any question about the character and fitness of the applicant. As a transfer at the same location, there is not the question of public need, although we do respectfully submit that there is a need for this concept in this vibrant and growing neighborhood. Seth, as the proposed manager of record, is a United States citizen, a resident of the Commonwealth, has extensive experience in the food and beverage industries over 10 years. He's familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol. We reached out to the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services and the Office of City Councilor Kenzie Bach, as well as the Fenway Civic Association. Because this is at the same location, there was no requirement for an abutters meeting. That being said, we would be happy to meet with Fenway Civic if they had any questions, but we're excited to come in and be part of the Fenway neighborhood. And with that, we're happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Attorney Delaney Hawkins, and thank you for joining us, Mr. Gerber. I don't have any questions at this time. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon?
No questions for me. Thank you.
None from me. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And calling item number 13, Land of Beer Mass LLC, doing business as Land of Beer, Wine and Spirit, located at 700 Atlantic Ave. Has applied for a retail package store, all alcoholic beverages license to be exercised on the above. 700 Atlantic Avenue, also known as South Station Transportation Center, 1 South Station, located on the ground level of South Station on one floor consisting of approximately 2,294 square feet, with one entrance and one exit with shelving and coolers for products. Manager Mohammed Sadiq, closing time 9 p.m. Attorney Tom Miller. Attorney Miller.
Good morning again, Commissioners. Secretary Green, Tom Miller from McDover Miller on behalf of the applicant Land of Beer LLC. I am joined by Mohammed Sadiq, the proposed manager of record. This application before you today is for a new all alcoholic beverages package store license in South Station. This applicant is a good operator with a long history of running high quality establishments in Massachusetts and other jurisdictions around and inside of transit-oriented facilities. This team has successfully operated a concept known as Transit Wine in New York's Penn Station without incident for many years, and they have a history of working with law enforcement authorities there to help create a safe environment for their patrons and for the commuters going through that facility. This management team has also successfully operated a licensee, the Harpoon Tap Room, for more than 10 years at Logan without incident. Additionally, they have operated a convenience kiosk in South Station that has given them an understanding of the nuances and challenges of operating within South Station. So they are familiar with not only how to operate this type of establishment, but this actual location in and of itself. Mr. Sadiq, who is joining me today, and has been running that kiosk in South Station, is a U.S. citizen. He is a resident of Massachusetts residing in Ashland. He is familiar with the laws of the Commonwealth, the rules of the ABCC and the board regarding the sale and service of alcohol, and he has experience in the industry, including managing the Harpoon Tap Room I mentioned previously. As the board is aware, a similar proposal was before you last year regarding this applicant proposing to occupy a kiosk in the concourse of South Station. In reviewing that proposal and the comments by the board and the community, that proposal has been revised and now we are proposing to operate in the space formerly licensed and occupied by Tavitas within South Station. This is a more traditional package store and will be fully enclosed, consisting of approximately 2,300 square feet with one public entrance and exit. It will be completely renovated to suit this purpose by removing the bar, adding new shelving and coolers, and enclosing the existing interior patio area with glass. So it will not be open. And when I say patio, it was, open table seating that mimicked a patio, but was all within South Station. All liquor will be kept behind the counter and out of customers' reach, all hard alcohol, to be clear. The applicant has agreed through this community process to not sell nips or single beers. We know this is a hot button issue. We also know this is a quality of life issue. Even before it became a big deal recently, this is something we have agreed to and been working with the community to help address. The applicant's going to provide a floor supervisor, somebody who will be present at the entrance, greeting customers as they enter and assisting them as they exit, and will work to make sure that there are no nuisances and do their best to prevent quality of life issues from being created. Those purchasing alcohol here will have their IDs scanned, and management will conduct their own spot checks from time to time to make sure that their employees are actually conducting the business as they're supposed to and as they've agreed to do. The proposed hours of operation here are 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Saturday and 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Sunday. As I'm sure the board is aware, the area around South Station is transforming with the addition of the South Station Air Rights Project, which is going to be adding over about 360 hotel rooms and up to 320,000 square feet of residential space to this area. This growing population is going to really add to this community. The applicant envisions this store as serving both the existing residents and future residents of this area, both South Station and the Leather District community, as well as commuters who travel through this area daily. The anticipated market for this store are those commuters traveling through South Station on their way home who want the convenience of a package store here, even if they're going to pay a premium price for it. It will also provide an all alcoholic beverages option for those living in the Leather District who do not currently have such a license within the Leather District. As I'm sure, I was going to say, as I'm sure the mayor's office will say, I don't see a representative here, but we hosted a community meeting with the mayor's office and rescheduled it when there was an issue. So we did hold a community meeting with the mayor's office. We also met with the Leather District Residents Association to address their comments, questions, and concerns. We have addressed many of them regarding this proposal. As stated, we're not going to sell nips or singles. We're going to have staff at the entrance to make sure that no issues are created and to help reduce or to the best of our ability eliminate the quality of life concerns we can help address. At the board's request, we have also reached out to Keolis to understand their comments, questions, and concerns regarding this project. I have not heard back in my attempts to contact them. We want to thank you all for hearing this application today and would be happy to answer any questions you have.
Thank you, Attorney Miller. Thank you, Mr. Sadiq, for joining us. This is an interesting spot and happy to hear that you're voluntarily putting the condition on your license not to sell miniature alcohol bottles and singles. But my concern is with the scanning here. So you stated you're going to have a electronic scanning machine.
Yes.
Okay, I just think at this location, not only will you have commuters, you'll also have people from out of state being a transportation hub. So just really think through your operations as far as out of state IDs go. We've heard time and time again, these become more and more sophisticated. The machines don't always keep up with the advancements in these fake IDs. So for an out of state ID, what kind of backup ID? Will you ask for backup ID? And I'm not gonna put you on the spot right now, but you really need to think about your operations, about what kind of backup IDs you will accept. Especially at this location, I think you're going to see a lot of not local people as well as local people.
Yes, and as I said, this management and operations team and ownership team have experience operating in transit hubs where they are used to seeing IDs from multiple locations, including international IDs.
Okay.
Both at Logan and Penn Station. So they have experience in training their staff to recognize that type of variance in IDs, and as well as, developing a robust secondary ID policy.
Great. I'm happy to hear that. Commissioner Curran, Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
Have we heard from the Chief Police? I remember last time there was comments.
I know Mohammed can speak more to this, but the chief walked through South Station and interacted with the landlord, and I believe Mr. Sadiq as well. But he had comments and questions, and I'll let him speak more to that.
The time the chief was there, he basically just visited the location and wanted to know if we had any concerns. We have not had any incident for about a year, so that's all he wanted to was concerned that we have any interaction or anything with concerning the nuisance around the area. And I told him that we're fine. We haven't had any incident.
Okay, I'll wait for further comments for potential further questions. Thank you.
Commissioner Saxon, any questions?
No, none at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Good morning, Madam of the Chair, members of the board, Ana Calderon from Council President Flink's office. The councilor would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? I see a hand raised from Catherine Friedman. Ms. Friedman, I'm going to ask you to unmute and you may please provide your testimony.
Good morning. I'm a Leather District resident. I've been in a number of meetings regarding this proposal. I still would like to have BPD and other law enforcement agencies weigh in on this proposal. However, I think the applicant has done a very good job of addressing community concerns. They have met with the community on a number of occasions. The enhanced security measures are somewhat reassuring. The agreement to not sell NIPS and singles, again, I hope that is written into any licensing agreement. So I do think that the applicant has taken some measures to address community concerns. So I do appreciate that. I know some of my neighbors appreciate that, but I do think, again, law enforcement needs to weigh in on this before it can be approved.
Thank you, Ms. Friedman. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Anything further from the board? Board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Those are all the items before the board this morning. That will adjourn today's hearing. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.